NTA. You can't beat the rich. Our programs are getting better.
President Muhammadu Buhari and Senate President Bukola Saraki hold meeting behind closed doors. Nigeria and the World Bank sign agreements to add more than 500 megawatts of electric power to the national grid. New board of the Niger Delta Development Commission inaugurated. Reconstituted three-man appeal panel on PDP and Ondo State election matters adjourns sitting. Very good evening and thanks for joining us on Network News tonight. I am Isaac Umkuma. President Muhammadu Buhari this Friday granted audience to the President of the Senate, Abubakar Bukola Saraki. Correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the Senate President, who is visiting the State House for the first time since the Senate's rejection of the foreign loan request by the executive, held talks with the Nigerian leader behind closed doors. Details of the discussions were not made public, but Senator Saraki spoke to journalists shortly after the meeting with President Buhari.
What about the things that we have passed and accepted? So don't let us politicize very important issues. As we said, this is a work in progress, nothing to worry about.
The Senate President, along with some senators, had earlier joined President Buhari to observe Jumat prayers at the State House Mosque. In fulfillment of its commitment to increasing power supply in the country and further tapping into the gas-to-power value chain, the federal government has signed a number of agreements that will add more than 500 megawatts of electricity to the national grid. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
The agreements were signed by the federal government, World Bank, Niger Delta Power Holding Company, Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading, and the gas supplier, Seven Energy, an integrated gas company in Nigeria, which is investing about $500 million in the construction of a gas processing facility in Akwa Ibom State. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo described the agreements as significant, as they will enable the consistent additional generation of more than 500 megawatts of electricity to the national grid.
But I must say that this is a very significant event for us. And as we all know, this is the first PRG for gas that we're signing, the first PRG agreement that we're signing. And so we know that it will encourage investment in gas infrastructure. And we certainly are looking forward to the multipliers that will come from this particular event.
The Vice President commended the World Bank and other partners for the confidence in the present administration, especially in guaranteeing investment worth about $500 million. Chiedu Ubo is the managing director of the Niger Delta Power Holding Company.
Signed the gas supply agreement for them to supply gas, approximately 131 million scf of gas per day. And then that gas supply agreement is backstopped by the World Bank PRG. This is the first World Bank PRG to be signed for the supply of gas in Nigeria.
It's a means of attracting capital into the gas sector, which is critical to the power sector in Nigeria.
The gas supply agreement is expected to come into force within 90 days. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
In the meantime, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has reassured Nigerians that the present administration will continually work towards providing solutions to all challenges presently confronting the nation. The Vice President stated this at an event on State of the Nation organized by the Coalition of Nigerian Apostolic Leaders in Lagos. Tunde Saiki reports.
The Vice President disclosed that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is poised to fulfill all the campaign promises it made and adequately tackle all the current challenges, especially economic recession, in a short while. He says it is unfortunate that Nigeria ran into this economic situation as a result of the country's overdependence on oil and the previous administration's failure to save for the future. Professor Osinbajo, however, disclosed that government has swung into action to address the situation through fiscal prudence, electronic payment platform, deregulation of the downstream sector of the economy, and job creation through putting in place enabling environment to encourage small and medium-scale industry.
We certainly just need to increase revenues. And increasing revenues, again, goes back to our ability to control the vandalization, which is our oil revenues, our ability to increase coverage, tax coverage, and all the other sources of earning.
Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, commended the Coalition of Nigerian Apostolic Leaders for conveying the colloquium, as he described it as another collaborative effort by individuals and organizations to assist government in providing solutions to the nation's challenges.
What we have done is to counter them using what we call town hall meetings that allow us to speak with Nigerians directly while also getting the necessary feedback.
The organizers of the event say the church has a role to play inasmuch as they too engage in transforming individuals in the society.
To believe that you cannot transform a nation until you can transform its individuals, a role which the church is eminently qualified to do.
The interactive session afforded participants the opportunity to feed questions of national interest and responses provided by top government officials at the event. In Lagos, Tunde Saiki, NTA News.
A charity for the sake of Allah, especially to the less privileged in the society, has been described as one of the surest ways of attracting Allah's favor and blessings. Chief Imam of a returned Jumat Masjid, Ustaz Muhammad Bashir Ahmed, who said this while delivering the sermon, noted that there couldn't have been a better time for charity than now that Nigeria is faced with economic recession. Ilyasu Ali Yakubu reports.
According to Quran chapter 2 verse 17, giving of charity to the needy, orphans, the travelers, as well as close relatives and those who ask, will elicit reward in multiple folds by Allah. The Chief Imam's Jum'at sermon is in tune with the present realities faced by Nigerians, as he enjoined the privileged in the society to assist the needy in the face of the economic recession. He said, Allah will not forgive those blessed with wealth and allow the needy to wallow in poverty.
Whosoever assisted somebody, fi sabilillah, Allah will multiply what he gives like 700 times. And Allah will expand his ways of getting. Allah will give you ways to achieve more than what you have given.
Some worshippers say the sermon is in the right direction.
I think the wealthy people should come to the assistance of the needy ones. If they do that, I think about this economic recession, it's just because of that. The wealthy one does not assist the poor one. So the cult by the Imam is at the right time and at the right direction.
Ilyasu Ali Yakubu, NTA News.
And away from religion, the 2016 All-African Music Award has opened in Lagos with Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed restating the federal government's determination to support the growth of the creative industry. Anthony Forsen reports.
The minister told Afrima Business Roundtable session that the sector is capable of turning around the dwindling fortunes of ailing economies and was emphatic that Nigeria can attain the position of United Kingdom and America, whose creative industry has helped immensely to the growth of their economy.
The industry has that huge potential, but we're talking about infrastructure. Infrastructure in terms of legal framework, We're talking about in terms of access to finance. We're talking about infrastructure in terms of regulation and in terms of helping to preserve the copyright and intellectual property.
He was particularly impressed with the level of acceptance Nigerian music has gained around the world. Speakers at the forum spoke on a wide range of issues that border on copyright and the provision of enabling environment for musicians to enjoy full benefits as they make the nation and the continent proud. In Lagos, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Plans are on the way to return IDPs in various camps in Adamawa State, mostly from Yobe and Borno states, to their original states and communities in the shortest time possible. As Adamawa State government fine-tunes the arrangement, more than 5,000 bags of rice and other relief items have been presented by the National Logistics Committee on Relief Items Distribution to IDPs. Correspondent Shegun Lawale, just back from Yola, reports.
With the team that is working with this camp to see that these goods are properly delivered.
It is the second phase of the distribution of items from customs warehouses to IDPs directly, as instructed by President Buhari, as part of humanitarian support for the victims of insurgency. 7 local government areas of Adamawa affected by Boko Haram are beneficiaries, including both informal and formal camps like Maikoi camp, venue of the official presentation.
I'm there in the kitchen to open it all, to put it on the fire. Nobody take it to go out with it.
Right now we can say we are assuring the people that what we see here is safe and the food is going to the right people.
While Adamawa State government fine-tunes arrangements with Yobe and Borno State's government on the return of IDPs to their various states, continuous reliance on humanitarian support may not sustain the IDPs, whereas skills acquired through various intergovernment and international agencies in areas of soap making, knitting, tailoring, while in camp, remain a better option, especially for the women.
But what we plead the federal government of Nigeria to do is to help us with some startup.
The ones that you see here are like 99.9 Yobe and Borno content. And working with the Borno state government and the Yobe state government, we hope that we can facilitate for these people to move back to their villages.
A total of 5,421 bags of rice, bales of textile materials, and 600 cans of vegetable oil were donated to the IDPs in Adamawa State. Shegun Lawale, NTA News.
The Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Aisha Al-Hassan, says the completion of skills acquisition centers across the country will fast-track implementation of the federal government's social intervention program. She stated this when she received the Senate Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development on oversight visit. National Assembly correspondent Kenneth Nanim reports.
Minister Aisha Al-Hassan explained that inadequate funds have limited the ministry from carrying out some projects and some intervention programs, including monitoring of the domestication of the Child Rights Act in the states. She said that the 4.36 million naira so far released for capital expenditure is being utilized for projects that will help realize the goals of the 500 billion naira social intervention program of the federal government.
We have our first quarter release. From that, we are equipping 10 skill centers so that they can kick off and be training youth and women so they can better utilize the social intervention funds that will be given to them.
The Senate Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development advocated adequate collaboration between the ministry and the Office of the Vice President for effective implementation of the 2016 budget.
If what the Women Affairs are asking for is to see that means sensitization on the vulnerable group, the right of a child, the violence against persons, that's the VAP bill that was passed and all those things, and government is not saying that no, that is not our priority, then something is wrong somewhere.
The committee also advised the ministry to ensure that due process is followed in the procurement process. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
The Fiscal Responsibility Commission has reiterated its commitment to ensuring transparency in the management of the nation's infrastructural sector. This was at a media briefing to signal commencement of the 4th fiscal verification of federal government's capital expenditure projects across the country. Olajide Bello reports.
The physical verification and monitoring of capital projects executed by ministries, departments and agencies across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country on an annual basis by the Fiscal Responsibility Commission is with a view to physically verifying the existence of the projects, determining attainment of financial and physical targets, as well as finding out challenges and suggesting solutions.
Our observation over the years, our experience is that most projects have been poorly executed. Most projects have been abandoned. A lot of them have not been completed on schedule in line with the terms of the contract.
Each of the zones have a number of projects, and these projects cut across a number of MDAs. We have projects from Federal Ministry of Works, Housing and Power, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Agri, and Water Resources.
The acting chairman of the commission adds that towards promoting prudent and transparent fiscal management in Nigeria, the commission is calling for a review of the act to enable prosecution of violators. In Abuja, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
As Nigeria moves towards achieving self-sufficiency in rice production by the end of 2016, the Central Bank of Nigeria has established a mechanism that will make the country a major exporter of the commodity. The governor of the Apex Bank announced this in Cross River State while inspecting the impact of the Central Bank's intervention program in agriculture. Musa Baba Aliyu reports.
3 billion naira loan facility has been granted to Cross River State to further boost rice production in the state. 78,000 farmers are to benefit from the loan facility, and they are expected to cultivate rice on 18,000 hectares of land. The Central Bank of Nigeria says it is rolling out more support to private farms and farmers willing to go into processing and export of agricultural produce.
There is no forex, and because reserve is down, we think that because we can grow rice in Nigeria, that we need to be able to begin to grow rice to feed ourselves, not just rice, cassava, yam, wheat, palm oil, even poultry products. Because we can grow them in the country, there is no need for us to spend scarce foreign exchange to import these items into the country.
Cross River State government pledged to support President Muhammadu Buhari's initiative to boost agricultural activities for the socio-economic growth of the nation.
We want President Buhari to remain convinced that his dream, with the support of CBN, that Cross River State and Nigeria will be rice sufficient, that Cross River State is going to participate in that struggle.
From what we have seen across Nigeria, by the end of the year, there will be enough rice for us to be declared self-sufficient.
We have over 40 integrated rice mills. I'm not talking about smallholder mills. And most of the integrated rice mills we have in the country, none is less than 5 metric tons per hour mills.
In the meantime, the governor has directed all the political appointees in the state to own at least 10 hectares of land for rice and cassava production. From Ogoja, Cross River State, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has extended his heartfelt condolences to the family of Ajayi and Afenifere, the pan-Yoruba social-political group, on the passage of one of its oldest surviving members, Sir Olaniwo Ajayi, aged 91. A statement by the presidential spokesman, Femi Adesina, quotes the president as also commiserating with the government and people of Ogun State on the demise of their illustrious son, author, legal practitioner, elder statesman, and nationalist. The president paid tribute to Pa Ajayi's inspirational and dedicated work to entrench and strengthen democracy in Nigeria through his passionate engagements in Afenifere, the National Democratic Coalition, NADECO, and the Patriots. The statement quotes the president as saying that guided by Chief Obafemi Awolowo's principle, the late revered Yoruba leader effectively combined his sharp commentary on the state of affairs in Nigeria with uncommon patriotism. You can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. Former Akwa Ibom State Deputy Governor Nsima Ekere and former Senate leader Victor Ndomayagba inaugurated as new NDDC board. Details when NTA Network News returns. Stay with us.
This is to inform the general public that President Muhammadu Buhari will pay a two-day historic official visit to Edo State on Monday, November 7 and Tuesday, November 8, 2016. During the visit, he will commission some key projects in the state as follows. Day 1, Monday 7, commissioning of Central Hospital, Benin City, commissioning of New Upper Siloco Road, Benin City, commissioning of Samuel Ogbemudia College, formerly New Era College, Benin City, inspection of the reclaimed Queen Ede Gully erosion site. Day 2, Tuesday, November 8, commissioning of Ugbegun Ujogba, Ebudin, Igwebe, Wohimo Road, commissioning of Edo University, Yamo. Party leaders, traditional rulers, religious leaders, public servants, market women, civil society groups, students, youth organizations, non-governmental organizations, and the general public are invited to warmly receive the president and join him as he commissions these landmark projects as part of the Finishing Strong, Finishing Well agenda of Comrade Adams Oshomole. Welcome, Mr. President. Welcome to Edo State. Signed, Professor Julius Ihawere, Secretary to State Government.
Come this gizzard. Put the doctor liver. Yes, I go put Oga. This is so you have plenty. Why you dey shake now? What you dey worry? Cut am down. Make I put this one go. Your money to pay for this one too. I don't pay already now. Eh? See, if you pay today, you know they pay today. Now free tomorrow now. Make I tell you, wallahi this one no be good to your support. Pay tomorrow, it never reach here. Wallahi you kwa. Somebody that you are go pay me my money now. Now lie day everywhere. What if? You are going to pay me for my food. Like, pay me my money now. Yeah, calm down. Calm down. You talk about me. Tell me now who are going to pay for this year? Who going to pay for all this meat? You talk about my
Whatever airtime or data you use, in one day you can get double the amount back tomorrow to browse, text, and talk to all networks. Free. Dial *600# today.
The largest data network, Glow, grandmasters of data.
Hello, dear. You've got the first signs of a sore throat.
Yes, and I'm afraid it could be signs of a sore throat.
Don't you worry. Just act immediately, but not with non-medicated throat sweets. Take an expert product. Take Strepsils. Look at what it does to sore throat germs compared to a throat sweet. Strepsils not only stops the germs from multiplying, it even kills them.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, sore throat. Stop a sore throat early. Take Strepsils.
Madam, this is you who carry a reverse joke. So because you don't dash you too much bonus, now you want to call finish me, eh? Madam, smell is
Akpa, you don't add photography during your work?
Yes, now. I said, this Smart Connect, don't skip up with free WhatsApp. I wearing dash me, I mean, I can't skip up.
So you mean say this one too, don't join the overjaras?
Yes, now. Then don't also add bonus to call family and friends. So as I talk to you now, I don't add you. I add Madam. Then, I put small Madam.
Buy an Airtel SIM, pre-charge and enjoy over Jara bonus on Smart Connect.
I don't have a family and friend. I don't become family.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Eat fish at least twice a week, including a portion of oily fish. Fish like mackerel, sardine, fresh tuna, salmon, and catfish are a source of omega-3 fats, which can help protect the heart against diseases. But remember, pregnant women or breastfeeding mothers shouldn't take more than 2 portions of oily fish a week.
It's truck month at Ford, and we've got a Ranger just for you, Vincent. Here's the workhorse 2.5 petrol single cab with free Ford Protect, a 4-year, 120,000-kilometer service plan. Or the 2.5 petrol-based double cab with 800mm water wading capability, available in manual transmission and with free Ford Protect. So while stocks last, visit Kostaris Motors today. Because, wait for it, thanks Vincent, we've got a tough Ford Ranger just for you.
The second round of the Bank of Industry Graduate Entrepreneurship Fund, GEF, is now open for entries. The scheme is to encourage graduates of tertiary institutions to venture into business and become employers of labor rather than job seekers.
To be eligible for this program, the core member will have to take part in an online business plan competition.
The selected corpers will undergo a 4-day intensive entrepreneurship capacity building program that will run simultaneously in NYC camps across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country, including Lagos.
Successful core members who are able to produce bankable business plans would be provided with loans of up to 2 million naira at 9% interest rates per annum, with tenures ranging from 3 to 5 years.
Hurry! Go to the Graduate Entrepreneurship Fund online application portal at www.boinigeria.ng/GEF and submit your business idea. Application portal closes at midnight of November 7, 2016.
Bank of Industry, transforming Nigeria's industrial sector.
Hi everyone, my name is Bruno Tatiana and I'm from Angola.
Aziz Abafana from Uganda.
My name is Moray Shongisa from Mozambique.
Lieno from Cameroon.
It's your boy Viper. My name is Ayman El Atta, Libya.
Hey boy is the name. I represent Ghana.
Je suis Zainab Beninoise.
My name is Tijan.
Hi, I'm Fresh from Kag from South Africa.
Shay from Lagos, Nigeria.
Nuru from Ghana.
Papa Denis, Kenya.
Voilà, c'est Kif Noubi. On vient de Côte d'Ivoire.
Zani Shalay, Malawi.
Dax Abel from Ghana.
Let's celebrate our music. I will be in Lagos, Nigeria.
I will be live in Lagos, Nigeria.
Je serai à Lagos, au Nigeria. I will be in Lagos, Nigeria, my hometown.
On November the 6th, 2016.
Let's celebrate us.
And I welcome all Africa and the rest of the world to Nigeria.
Afrima Awards.
Afrima Awards. Let the spirit of African music flow.
Wow! Afrima. For hope, for celebration.
NTA. Official broadcast station.
Thanks for staying on the news. A new board of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, has been inaugurated with emphasis on members to facilitate the rapid development of the Niger Delta into an economically prosperous and socially stable region. Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Usani Uguru Usani, made the emphasis at a ceremony held in Abuja. Tessin Justin Bisong completes the report.
Created to boost development of the Niger Delta region in infrastructure, industrialization, agriculture, housing and urban development, Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Usani Uguru Usani, expressed optimism that the board is capable of formulating policies and guidelines to achieve mandate. He regretted the security constraints in the region and appealed to the board to eradicate factors inhibiting growth there.
Given the understanding and the relationships we have and the interest and concern for the success of the administration, I believe it will be more persuasive than any other approach.
The 16-member board, with Victor Ndomaiwa as chairman and Nsima Ikere as managing director, lauded President Muhammadu Buhari for his interest in the region and assured they will be transparent and accountable in their duties.
We will engage or re-engage all stakeholders so that they have a sense of ownership, a sense of belonging of whatever we are doing.
What do we want to do differently? We want to run a commission that would be efficient, that would institute the right processes and, in place so that from project conceptualization to award to implementation, we will follow laid down international best practice.
The NDDC drives infrastructure provision in the 9 Niger Delta states. Tessie Justin Bisong, NTA News.
Meanwhile, 2 dreaded cult leaders engaged in the kidnapping of oil workers and vandalism of oil facilities in Rivers State. Justice Nkasiobi, also known as Italian, and Ikechi Amadi, also known as Gunboat, have surrendered to the state amnesty program. Ikechukwu Ndukwe reports.
Traditional rulers in Equariland had prevailed on the River State Amnesty Committee led by Ken Chinda to extend a 1-week grace period to 2 dreaded cult leaders, Gunboat and Italian, to enable them embrace the amnesty offer of the state government, while submitting weapons under their custody, which include 2 AK-47, 3 MPG, 2 pump action, epistles, among others. Justice Incasiobi, known as Italian, thanked the state government for the opportunity, stressing that he has been longing for a change of lifestyle. Gumboot, who had earlier submitted 3 AK-47, 2 pump action, and other weapons, equally shared his experience.
Many people have died. Many people is in prison yard. From today, as the number 1 man, I have denied to be a copies.
Want everybody to be included in the amnesty program so that we have lasting peace.
CTC chairman of Ikwere local government area, Samuel Wanosike, promised to partner with the state government to rehabilitate repentant cultists in the area. With the submission of weapons in possession of Italian and gunboat, peace is expected to return in the area. In Isiokbo Ancient Kingdom of Ikwere local government area, Ikechukundukwe, NTA News.
The need for Nigeria to key into computer technology solutions for internal and cyber security has again been highlighted. This was at a security enlightenment seminar organized by the Ministry of Interior in collaboration with the State of Israel in Nigeria. Adino Justice reports.
The setting had the semblance of an evening relaxation with much talk on serious economic issues and security solutions via computer technology. The seminar centered on Israeli technological success through human capital development and how Nigeria could benefit. The Minister of Interior, Abdurrahman Dambazo, represented by Saleh Bara, and the Israeli ambassador to Nigeria, Guy Fieldman, agreed that in a globalized world, there was a need for collaboration of nations.
Cyber-related dangers to individual and collective national and global security is a rising reality inimical to security. The problem of cybersecurity will continue to be a major focus of communities of nations around which collaborations are inevitable.
Once you live in a digital age, everything goes with the cyber, with the network, with the internet. Just imagine your life without the network.
A tech and cybersecurity specialist, Mr. Aviad Marco, highlighted benefit derivable from computer technology. These, he said, range from solutions to keeping cities safe by the use of CCTV cameras, as well as keeping enterprises safe from hackers. Mr. Marco also emphasized the need for the private sector to support the public sector in providing cybersecurity. In Abuja, Adino Justice, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the police says they are moving away from analog policing done by what they see or hear to carry out investigation to digital policing driven by technology in crimes and crime detection. Commissioner of Police in charge of administration for CID, Moses Jitubo, said this at the end of a 2-week capacity building on fingerprint analysis deployed on the scene of the crime.
Commissioner Moses Jitobo said the future of effective policing will be based on deploying technological platform.
If we don't process and manage our crime scene, there is no way we can get good investigation of our cases.
66 police officers drawn from 36 states of the Federation, including the Federal Capital, participated in the training program. The program, organized by the International Narcotics and Law Enforcement arm of the U.S. government, was facilitated by Atlanta Police Academy.
The U.S. Embassy looks forward to continuing to support the Nigeria Police Force to sustain the U.S. and Nigeria's commitment to build the long-term institutional capacity of the Nigeria Police Force.
The reconstituted 3-man appeal panel on People's Democratic Party, PDP, and Ondo State pre-election matters has adjourned sitting till Monday. The panel, headed by Justice Ibrahim Salawa, also has Justices Ignatius Aguba and George Mababa. Dele Atumbi reports.
At its first sitting in Abuja, 7 appeal cases came up for mention. All the cases bordered on who is the rightful leadership of the People's Democratic Party and the substitution of the name of Jimoh Ibrahim with that of Iyitayo Jegede as the PDP candidate for Ondo State governorship election. In the case of Iyitayo Jegede versus B. Ikburoye and 9 others, counsel to Iyitayo Jegede, Wole Olanipekun, who led other Leonard Sikh, asked the court for accelerated hearing. Counsel to B. Ikburoye, Bello Nwafo, informed the appeal panel that he has filed a motion on notice at the Supreme Court on the matter, hence the panel lacks jurisdiction to hear the appeal. When the case of PDP versus B. Ikboroye came for mention, counsel to Ahmed Mekarifi, Ahmed Raji, pleaded with the court for quick dispensation of the matter. Though the case was adjourned till Monday, the bench in an obiter advised the PDP to put its house in order rather than bothering the court on its internal affairs. The reconstitution of the three-man appeal panel followed the self-disqualification of the Justice Jume Sanki's panel sequel to a bribery allegation. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
And there was a stalemate at the INEC office in Benin between the council to the All Progressives Congress and that of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, over the inspection of electoral materials used in the Edo governorship election. Steve Lonai Mwokolo has more.
Lead counsel to the All Progressive Congress, APC, Mr. Victor Ohiamusu, asked the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to stop the ongoing inspection of the electoral materials pending the determination of the motion filed by the party that the inspection be done jointly at the tribunal. He contended that conducting the inspection at INEC office will not augur well for the ballot materials, which he says are sensitive in nature.
We decided to bring a motion, which we have filed on Tuesday, for the court to resolve the issue as to the venue of where the ballot papers should be counted and scanned. Now, that motion is pending and they have been served. We came here this morning, the INEC officers are saying they want to go ahead with the inspection of the ballot paper and scanning.
On the other hand, counsel to the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Professor Edoba Omorege, asked the electoral umpire, INEC, to continue with the inspection as directed by the Electoral Tribunal in the ex-party order on the inspection of the materials.
What are they talking about? After they have gone almost 75% through with the exercise, they are now turning around to say that no.
Efforts to get the officials of INEC to respond to this were unsuccessful. In Benin, Steve Lona Nwakolo, NTA News.
And still in politics, the National Conscience Party is advising for a shift of date of the Ondo State governorship election due to what it calls uncertainties surrounding the election. National Chairman of NCP, Dr. Yunusa Tanko, stated this during a media briefing. Political correspondent Abdullahi Garba Bununkudu reports.
Coming from the protests that followed the list of candidates released by INEC and various litigations by some of the political parties, the NCP chairman said parties are not at ease to campaign for the election. He advised INEC and other relevant authorities like the judiciary to stand on the rule of law in deciding pre-election matters, not to set a precedent.
We are prepared, but as it is now, psychologically, everything we have been defeated. We don't even know which way it is, whether the election will hold or it will not hold. If that is the reason why we are calling on the institutions to stand firm on their own positions. Because yes, people who are not happy with a certain position will always go to look for a backdoor judgment or trying to corrupt the system. If they don't stand on their feet, then we may not have the democracy again.
NCP is among the 29 political parties contesting the Ondo governorship election scheduled for November 26. In Abuja, Abdullahi Garba Bununkudu, NTA News.
The new speed limiting device is on focus as we join Lagos Network Center, and Vera is our guide.
Thank you, Isaac. Good evening and welcome to Lagos. The Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Boboye Oyeyemi, says the major reason for making the installation of speed limiting device compulsory for all commercial vehicles in Nigeria is to reduce reckless overspeeding and save lives of majority of Nigerians who use commercial transportation. The Corps Marshal says this during a visit to NTA Network Center in Lagos. The Jidewu reports that the Corps Marshal also says that road safety officials will be tough on reckless drivers during the yellow tie period.
Since the advisory enforcement of the use of speed limiting device started on the 1st of October this year, over 100,000 commercial drivers have been given citation by the Federal Road Safety Commission for not installing the device. Available data from the Commission, however, shows that over 5,000 commercial vehicles with the device already installed are currently plying the roads, while over 7,000, mainly from the organized transport sector, are uploading the data of the vehicles with the device already installed. The Corps Marshal says the Commission is using the period of the advisory enforcement to enlighten commercial drivers on the need for the device, noting that the transport unions are cooperating with the Commission.
All the tank farms now, if you don't have speed limiting device installed, no transporter can load there. That is, so we are addressing the problem from the roots. Addressing the problem from the root will give us a lot of mileage in respect of this.
The Corps Marshal, however, disclosed the readiness of the Commission to ensure drastic reduction in road accidents this UTAD period.
I've given firm instructions. Any infraction by any driver must be booked. You don't have your papers impounded, overloaded, you must deal with them. And driving under the influence of drugs and alcohol will not be tolerated. We need to have a departure from the past.
He says full enforcement of the speed limiting device will begin on the 1st of February next year, and the 14 commercial vehicles will be impounded by the Commission. In Lagos, Digido, NTA News.
Women have been advised to see challenges not as obstacles, but rather opportunities to showcase their potential as problem solvers. These experts say will enhance their chances of creating sources of livelihood and reaching leadership positions. The event was the Women in Management Business and Public Service WIMBIS Conference organized in Lagos. Jane Ojukwu has the details.
The WIMBIS conference for the past 2 days has exposed women to the world of possibilities that abound within their catchment area. Just as its theme, Next Frontier, New Landscape, New Possibilities, suggests, the women were not only enlightened and empowered to take charge of their homes and means of livelihood, but also to take the bold step of launching into new and viable terrain that could establish them as Amazons.
One of the big things, and for business it just means as business leaders you have to become a lot more adaptable. And you have to have people around you who are versatile and who are generalists, who can sort of help you, wade through all these changes.
It's the responsibility of women to take their own cross and carry it themselves. They should form themselves into a lobby group to insist on their rights.
The fears of the women were dissipated as speakers held debates on some of the grey areas raised at the conference.
I've learned immensely on staff management, being able to handle the emotions. It's been a very great experience.
Highlight of the event was the awards presentation to deserving women who have impacted through advocacy, philanthropy and skills acquisition for women and the less privileged in the society.
Women that are sitting down idle, we teach them skills that can help them generate livelihood income so that they can feed and educate their children.
The WIMBIS conference, some of the participants say, has transformed into a veritable tool for the empowerment of today's woman. In Lagos, Jane Ojukwu, NTA News.
Hundreds of Nigerian and international manufacturers, as well as entrepreneurs and traders, are already showcasing their products and services. This is at the Lagos International Trade Fair, which opened today in Lagos. Ablai Mohammed has details on Business News segment.
Hello, you're on to Business News. The 30th edition of the Lagos International Trade Fair has formally opened today. Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode, who was represented, described the trade fair as a platform for attracting investment and a selling point for made-in-Nigeria goods. It's a trade fair that has stood the test of time. By the end of every 365 days, hundreds of companies and small-scale entrepreneurs, both within and outside Nigeria, juggle for space to display their wares at the fairground. Few hours into the trade fair, about 185 local and 6 foreign manufacturers and trading companies have already begun exchange of goods as well as executing business partnerships.
It's challenging times. It's also an opportunity for us to explore what we can do and how we can convert a lot of this to be able to be self-sufficient.
Imagine, even on the first day, the place is filled up. It shows that a lot of people are interested in the fair.
And with Nigeria intensifying efforts to diversify the economy, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry emphasized that the fair will boost local manufacturing and provide an avenue for import substitution.
It is an opportunity for import substitution. It's an opportunity for Nigerian entrepreneurs and enterprises to showcase their creativity and innovation, to showcase the way they are responding to the current challenges. You can see the extent of participation even with the current situation.
This year's Lagos International Trade Fair is titled Positioning the Nigerian Economy for Diversification and Sustainable Growth. And that's business news. Thanks for being part of it. The news continues shortly.
You're still on to NTA Network News, reaching you live from the Lagos Network Center. We have more reports ahead on the news from Abuja when we return after this time out. Do stay with us.
Don't just sit there. You need to reach out.
Buy one, get one free, 2 for 50.
Ew. Try it. It's quick and effective.
And it works.
You need to believe in yourself, Halima.
With free basics, one opportunity leads to many. Dial *141# to get Girl Effect, Airtel One Touch, and many more without data charges. Only on Airtel.
This must be one of Mother Nature's greatest gifts. But there's something else it gives us. When we see such beauty, we want to share it with those we love. That's what LG wants you to see. Just what we see now, through our technology. LG OLED TV.
So Clean, the detergent brand trusted by millions of Nigerians, now with a new look. For decades, its 30% concentrated formula has been trusted to wash faster, brighter, cleaner. Introducing So Clean with new stain magnet technology. The new advanced enzyme formula pulls trapped dirt out of fiber like a magnet. So Clean, now with stain magnet technology for even better stain removal.
Whenever pain occurs, you want quick relief. Try new Nurofen Express. It goes to the source of pain and gets to work in under 15 minutes. That's why Nurofen Express delivers fast and effective relief. New Nurofen Express works at the source of pain, fast.
Being a mom is great, but when your child has a fever, you don't know what to do. I trust Nurofen for Children to take care of my child's pain and fever.
Effective relief you can trust.
Hey, brother, there's an endless road to rediscover. The sky comes falling down. There's nothing in this world I wouldn't do.
Matters, Dr. Adeyemi Dikpeolu stated this at a 2-day Presidential Economic Communications Workshop in Abuja, organized by the Office of the Vice President of the Federation. Finance correspondent Cliff Ayoze reports.
From infrastructure development to diversification of the economy, extending to anti-corruption war, as well as special intervention programs to reduce the nation's 60% poverty level, the present administration believes it has continued to score high. But how much the populace is well informed about government's giant strides remains the question. This gathering of economic experts, journalists, and information and communication managers is aimed at bridging the gap.
By relating directly with those who purvey economic news, they will be able to break down in better form some of the things being done by government for the general population to understand what efforts are being put in place.
The first session focused on the road to economic recovery with attention on resource mobilization to fund the national economic recovery, presented by Dr. Ayo Teribe, and best practices in economic communications by Ray Echebiri.
Must tell the Nigerian people the programs that are ongoing, the policies, the projects that are ongoing, and how they will impact on the economy. Because without that, nobody will even have any hope that anything will happen anytime soon.
Other areas of interest are the second Presidential Economic Communications Workshop centered on challenges in the ease in doing business and developments in the traditional and what was described as the new media. In Abuja, Cliff Ayozie, NTA News.
And to security matters, 3 police officers allegedly shot and wounded in Ukwabagana mayhem in Anambra State have been discharged from the hospital. Joy Iluebu reports that other victims of the unfortunate incident are still receiving treatment in different hospitals.
The 4th police officer, Selfos Mato, who was in a state of coma when he was rushed to a hospital in Onitsha, was said to have suffered from what the doctors called neurological deficit and would take longer to heal. The 3 others, an inspector and 2 sergeants, have however been discharged. Other victims who were also reportedly shot and injured as a result of the communal clash, who are currently recuperating in different hospitals in Onitsha, Ifitedunu and Enugu, a 20-year-old widow of the young man who died in the attack, spoke to NTA News.
My husband did not achieve of all the promise that he made to us that he would do for us. And now we are begging.
Although the matter is currently before the court as suspects have been arraigned on a 14-count charges, the communities have been urged to sue for peace.
These are 2 communities that have lived as brothers and sisters, and they share the same custom and tradition. They intermarry between each other.
While bordered by the prolonged land dispute between Ukpo and Abagana communities, the Anambra State Governor, Chief Willie Obiano, has set up a 10-member panel of inquiry to help resolve the crisis and prevent total anarchy. From Ukpo in Dunukofia local government area of Anambra State, Joy Iluebu, NTA News.
As Côte d'Ivoire prepares for parliamentary elections in December, sprint superstar Usain Bolt sets to race in Australia for the first time. Plus, retired General Secretary Henry Odugala dies. Visit more when we return.
People think it's the ever-changing weather during Harmattan that makes them sick. Actually, it's the germs. Dettol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs, including flu.
Does your antiseptic liquid kill the germs that cause flu, diarrhea, typhoid? Dettol does. Dettol provides 10 times more protection versus leading competition. So why take a risk with your loved ones?
The production, distribution, and sale of counterfeit and fake drugs is a corrupt practice and a crime against humanity. This has informed several measures and strategies to combat fake drugs, including introduction of anti-counterfeiting cutting-edge technologies to detect fake drugs on the spot. These technologies are being deployed to all the states across the Federation, as well as the internally displaced people scams. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, and his team are committed to this fight.
The federal government of Nigeria, in line with its anti-corruption agenda and posture, will fight a total war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products in order to ensure that Nigerians remain healthy and well.
Lend your support and join NAFDAC to rid the country of fake drugs and unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Call of change, stand up, Nigeria. Change is here and it's going to stay. Change begins with you. Oh yeah, make we go. Go to so let the change begin from within. Look at you, Ogerola. Change begins with you and me. Change begins with me. Change begins with me. Change begins with
I'm glad you stayed with us. Ivory Coast prepares for parliamentary elections December as shipwreck off the coast of Libya record migrant casualties. This and more on Global Tidbits with Ogechi Paul.
Kenya has accused the United Nations of bowing to pressure from other countries by setting up an investigation that pinned the blame for peacekeeping failures in South Sudan on the Kenyan force commander. Kenya Ambassador Macharia Kamau charged that, I quote, certain current and future members of the Security Council had pushed for a probe with a preordained outcome that targeted the Kenyan general, unquote. The UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon sacked Lieutenant General Johnson Ondieki after the investigation showed that peacekeepers failed to protect civilians during heavy fighting in Juba in July. Ondieki has since been replaced as force commander by Major General Xiaoyong Zhang of China. Ivory Coast is set to hold her parliamentary elections on December 18, 2016. The government stated this on Thursday after hailing victory in a referendum on constitutional change. Although the opposition boycotted the last legislature polls in 2011, it is set to take part this time. The announcement came at the week of the government's resounding victory in a referendum over a controversial new constitution proposed by President Alassane Ouattara. And finally, on global tidbits, more than 200 migrants are believed to have drowned in 2 shipwrecks off the coast of Libya, migration officials say. Survivors brought ashore on the Italian island of Lampedusa revealed the news to UN Refugee Agency. 12 bodies have been recovered. The UN has warned that 2016 could be the deadliest for migrants making dangerous journeys across the Mediterranean Sea. Global tidbits, Ogechi Paul.
And in sports, Super Falcons clash in a pre-tournament friendly match as Usain Bolt sets to race in Australia for the first time. Ayodeji Makinde tells us more.
Chioma Wogu scored in the 43rd minute as the Super Falcons beat Falconets by a lone goal in a friendly match Thursday at the Abuja National Stadium training pitch. Both teams are preparing for separate tournaments, with the Super Falcons looking to clinch a record 8th African Women's Championship title in Cameroon, while the Falconets are billed to compete in this year's FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Papua New Guinea.
We're just trying to work together as a group so that we can get a team that will represent the country, but we're in the process right now.
I got flashes of brilliance, so I think that when we get to the competitions proper, they are going to do well.
A 2-day workshop for Federal Capital Territory Schools Games Masters and Mistresses ended Thursday at the Abuja National Stadium with over 200 participants. Organized by the Kids and Play After School Sports Initiative, the workshop, which brainstormed on 7 core areas including first aid treatment, is aimed at equipping participants with the requisite knowledge in athletics.
2017, we will have 3,000 athletes in the FCT, trained, and they are continuing to be trained in every location in each area council of the FCT.
Usain Bolt is set to compete and lead a team in the new Nitro Athletics concept, which kicks off with a 3-night series next February in Melbourne, Australia. Bolt, who won the 100 and 200 meter sprint and the 4x100 meters relay gold medals at the Beijing, London and Rio Olympics, attended the launch in Melbourne to explain a format which features a mix of power, endurance and team events in sprints, distance and field disciplines.
The Secretary of the Radio, Television, Theatre and Arts Workers Union of Nigeria, Electoral, Comrade Henry Ogali Odugala, has died in the early hours of Friday. He was aged 54. Late Henry Odugala's death was announced in a statement by Electoral President Dr. Yemisi Bambushe. He said Henry's death was sudden. Comrade Henry Odugala was a former staff of NTA Benin. And the death has been announced of Dr. Suleiman Kolawole Shoaga, head of the medical team to defunct Abiola Babes Football Club between 1982 and 1985. Aged 79, Dr. Shoaga died on Wednesday night and was buried yesterday afternoon, according to Islamic Injunction. He was a general medical practitioner at the Nigerian Army Hospital, Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Lagos. The late Dr. Shoaga is survived by a wife, Alhaja Shadia Abimbola, of 4 children and 2 grandchildren. And next is a quick check on weather prospects for tomorrow. And that does it on Network News tonight. Thanks for watching. I am Isaac Nkuma. Do have a lovely weekend. Good night.
This is the network service of the NTA.
If you hear a bomb explosion or gunshots of an active shooter, that might be a terror attack. At such times, always remember 3 action words: run, hide, report. Don't try to run towards the terror scene to save the situation, because there might be a second bomb blast or another attack. Run far away and take cover. Make sure you are safe first. Yes, it is in our nature to sympathize over the hurt, but remember, only trained personnel can help in such situations. When in a secured environment, promptly call relevant authorities and help will come. For anonymous reporting, call 09630-3250-5 or 0813-2222-106. If you see something, say something. Nigeria unite against terrorism. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
The NSCDC Public Enlightenment Program, The Defender, is back on NTA Network every Monday, 6:30 to 7 p.m. Stay tuned.
Afrima. My name is Femi Anikula Kukuti. I'm going to be at the Afrima village on the 4th of November 2016. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Make sure you are there.
This is unstoppable. Over 30 African stars and our Afrima nominees will be performing live. Diamond Platinum, Kiss Daniel, Dewale Ayuba, Eddie Kenzo, DVIP, Niniola, Ramide, Mbula, Small Doctor, H-Name, and other 30 African stars. On Friday, November 4th, 2016, come and enjoy original African underground sound at the Afrima Music Village at the waterfront Bar Beach, Victoria Island, Lagos, Nigeria, from 5 p.m. Entry fee is simply Afrima t-shirt. Available on ariatickets.com or at the venue. Afrima is an initiative of the African Union Commission and is brought to you by Lagos State Government with support from One Campaign, Access Bank, PRM Africa, and the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture. Africa will be unstoppable. Afrima, for hope, for celebration.
Hear the call of change. Stand up, Nigeria. Change is here and it's going to stay. Change begins with you. Oh yeah, make we go. Go to so let the change begin from within. Look at you, Ogerula. Change begins with you and me. Change begins with me. Change begins with me. Change begins with me.
Caroline, have you gone Higo? Have you gone Wacko? Have you gone bananas?
Ah, only you. 4 wraps of fufu, 3 big meat, 1 full plate of ikwobi.
This week on your award-winning comedy series, Professor John Bull, starring Kanayo Okanayo, Mercy Johnson, Queen Wokoye, Yomi Fash Lanso, MC For God, Stephen Odingbe.
Young man, I only got up to go and pee. You want to go and pee, Abi? And you are doing like Olongini, pussycat.
What exactly is wrong with this car?
I don't know what is wrong with it.
I can fix your car.
Professor John Bull, fasten your seatbelts this Tuesday and Friday, 8:30 to 9 p.m. on NTA Network, International, and Star Times. It's absolutely bombastic.
Over and out.
the largest data network, Glow, Grandmasters of Data.
Our programs are getting better and fresher. And it's because we are thinking about you.
Welcome you to another exciting episode of Nigerian Movies today, of course, where we get to talk about all that has to do with Nollywood, celebrating them and bringing inspiring people to come talk to us. My name is Adefuye. So the question is, what does today's episode have in stock for us? A lot of interesting things, from our movie of the week to interesting movies to watch, to our exclusive guest segment where we talk to someone that inspires us and, of course, lets us into his world or our world, teaching us one thing about Nollywood that we probably never knew about. Also, we talk about our Nigerian star in diaspora, those committed to ensuring that everything about Nigeria, especially entertainment, goes top notch. And of course, our moment and event. So right about now, without much ado, let's take you straight to a movie of the week.
Our movie of the week today is Unconditional. An emotional piece with an ingenious storyline tells the story of a mother's true love while showing the extent to which she can go to protect, ensure and secure the happiness of her children. Produced by Uche Jumbo Rodriguez and directed by Ikechukwu Onyeka, this thought-provoking movie features a cast of Uche Jumbo Rodriguez, popular comedian Lekwashus Bose, Dakore Akonde, Annie Macaulay Idibia, Bayo Bankole, and Ruth Kadiri, alongside several others. Unconditional tells the story of Gina, a devastated mother of a set of twin girls, whose 8-month-old daughter, Gabriela, was kidnapped from her car seat on their way home. She makes it her mission to find her missing daughter so she could be reunited with her twin and the rest of the family, no matter how long it takes.
I'm here to see your mom. Is she in?
Yes, she's in.
Good. I saw you on TV. You did good.
Thank you.
Amy!
Mom! Mom! Look! This is the one I see in my dreams.
That is your mother?
Yeah.
What is this? Is this a joke? Because I have adoption papers that prove otherwise. If you think you're one of those women who just dump their children and then come back years later with some kind of sob story, you were in the wrong house. Now, please, take your miserable photographs and I never want to see you again. But you will, Mrs. Peters. She is my child. Whatever. Just leave my house and make sure you leave a forwarding address, because you will be hearing from my lawyers. They will make sure they send you the letter of authorization that proves that she is my child. Now leave my house! I am not leaving. This is not a joke.
Great movie there, right? I'm sure you're excited about it already. Moving on the show is our exclusive guest segment, and I must tell you, my guest today is one serious person ready to let us into the world of Nollywood. I'm sure you do not want to miss any part of this.
I see everything as a process for me. So nothing has really been a challenge for me. It's just been a process in my journey to get to where I am today.
On our exclusive guest segment this week is a Nigerian-American actor who was born on 7th May, a native of Ikorodu in Lagos State, Nigeria. Our guest lived most of his adult life in Chicago, USA. Nino Lowo Bolanle, popularly called Nino, attended Devry University, Chicago, USA, where he obtained BSc degree in accounting and later proceeded to Keller Graduate School of Management, Chicago, for his MSc in marketing. Nino's first television screen appearance was when he produced and starred in a movie titled Rebirth, which was premiered by the then Lagos State government in 2010. He later went on to feature in a movie titled The Search. In 2011, he took a break from acting to focus on his music record label, Diesel Music, which signed up quite a few prominent and upcoming artists in the entertainment industry. In 2014, he resumed his acting career in Nollywood and featured in several movies, some of which include Road to Yesterday, So in Love, Husbands of Lagos, Glass Slippers, For the Wrong Reasons, Butterflies, and Red Card. Other TV series to his credit are You and I, Oasis, Getaway series, Godwin series. Bolanle Ninalowo, a musical artist, an actor, a producer, and a director, has won the Best Male Revelation of the Year Nollywood Awards.
And yet again, it's another moment to listen and get into the world of someone we bring to the stage. Of course, to this show for our exclusive guest segment. And today, our personality is someone really exciting and interesting. And I'm sure you'll be ready to learn and listen from this person. Okay, joining me is Ninalowo Bolanle. Now, there's something about your name that fascinates me. Yeah. Of course, you know what Ninalowo means. Like,
right, I do.
We got to spend the dough. So you're here with all the Benjamins, right?
Oh, yeah.
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 I guess so.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Thanks for being a part of the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, when did you get into this at all?
Well, it's been quite a journey for me, you know, trying to get into Nollywood. But I will say I came in fully January of 2015.
Whoa, yeah. You're a fresh bee. You are new to this then?
I guess so.
Or it was some on and off for you before last year?
Yeah, my first film was Rebirth in 2010.
That was your film?
That was my film.
Oh, okay.
You know.
How did it do, Rebirth?
Well, not so great, but I guess it opened the doors for me. It was an experience. You know, without that I wouldn't be here today.
Oh, great.
You
know what somebody told me?
What?
Somebody told me that why she doesn't appreciate the new Nollywood, because now they said that there is some sort of old Nollywood and new Nollywood. Right. It's the fact that people now form accents that they do not have. Yeah? That kind of a thing. And so, you know, I mean, it must have been an advantage for you. You have the accent natural for you. So did that help you at all?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think everybody has a different story.
Oh, okay.
If you dig down into my story, you'll understand and see the things I've been through. You know, everybody has their own challenges. Like I said, I came in 2010. If it was so easy for me, I would have made it then. Mm-hmm. You know, so I had to come in and off Nollywood because I couldn't get the help and support that I wanted at the time. Mm-hmm. And I diverted to another interest, which was music.
Oh, okay.
I used to own a record label called Diesel Music.
Oh, okay.
You know, which I floated for about 3 years. And after that, you know, I wound it down and came back to Nollywood in 2014, mid-2014, you know. When I came in, I knew nobody. You know, I stuck to my God, period.
That's good. So between 2015 and now, how would you say it has been? I mean, comparing what has happened in 2010 when you first got into Nollywood and did not get the support that you needed. Right. Would you say that from 2015 till date, you're at least getting fulfilled?
I am a very fulfilled person now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I have overcome my fears.
Oh, okay.
My challenges. Every day is a new challenge for me, but I'm a very spiritual person as well, so as long as I put everything in God's hands, you know, everything works my way. Mm-hmm. You know, or at least if it doesn't, it turns out to work my way at some point.
Okay, you know why I love your story? Yeah. Is because there are a lot of people out there that want to get into Nollywood and then they feel it's difficult, it's unattainable because they do not know anybody. So what would you say changed from the first entry into Nollywood 2010 that was not successful and mid-2014, early 2015 till now?
Well, I used to hear, even before I was able to penetrate the industry, that there were a lot of cabans and cliques and, you know, people you have to know and people you have to get through. And, you know, for me, my story is totally peculiar because I put God to the test. And I can't lie about that. You know, as uninteresting as it could be compared to other people's story, this is me. This is my story. I put God to the test and said, if you are God, I need Desmond Elliott. I need to see him.
And
I prayed with his name 7 days. I meet Desmond. I put Genevieve's name in my prayers. I meet her and I work with her.
Wow.
If you were the next person, all I have to do is pray over your name and I'll get you. And I'm relentless in my
Everybody
efforts.
start praying about people's name. You first start with Nino Lowo Bolanle, pray about his name. You meet him.
You know?
Oh, that's a good one.
So for me, it's highly grace and hard work.
What would you say is that thing that you've seen in Nollywood that makes you feel, you know what, I'm going to contribute to this industry and I'm going to, fulfill a bit of what I plan to, if not everything, for this industry? What would you say is that thing that attracted you about the industry in Nollywood?
What I realize about our country as a whole is, when I was in America, we used to call America the land of opportunity. I don't see that anymore as far as America is. I see Nigeria as the land of opportunity. And if you stay true to yourself and your game, and you're determined, and also, I also believe things happen twice in life. First in your mind before it happens in reality. So if you're going to achieve anything, you need to know it and see it before other people can see it. Now, the likes of Desmond, Ramsey Noah, RMD, and all these people who have, created and added immensely to the industry and opened the doors and as you see how much work they've done and how much they've achieved and succeeded in life, and it inspires you. You know what I'm saying? So I've always been a sucker for success stories.